Alrighty, we are live. So it seems like the homework went pretty well. Okay. Again, if you're asked to add in a vertical or a horizontal, I don't care what method, just add or subtract. And then find the product you're multiplying or distributing. These ones, I didn't really do any of these in class, but hopefully you figured it out. What'd you have to do? First you distribute, you have squared everything, then you distribute, x to everything, and then you distribute -2 to everything. So a little tedious, not too bad. The ones that got really tedious were the ones that got like here. Okay, and we're going to talk about how to solve those in a little bit of a quicker way today. Any questions at all so far? All right, pass in the blue sheets. How many of you are in an AP class? Any AP class? Oh, crap. Okay. Mrs. Case just told me about an assembly for you guys next Thursday, which is the day we're reviewing for our quiz. How many got there? One. Oh. You guys have an assembly if you're in an AP class?
What day?
Thursday.
Thank you.
Just found out about it.
I don't think so.
Thank you. Okay, do I have all the blue sheets?
Not already.
I missed one. Did I get the rest of them here? Okay. Alrighty. So, we're going to first start by thinking about, okay, what is anything to the 0 power? So if I have a plus b to the 0, what does that equal to? 1. Anything to the 0 power is 1. Okay. If I just have a plus b to the first power, it's just equal to a plus b. If I want to do a plus b squared, okay, that means I want to do a plus b times, and you have to FOIL. And when you do, what's a times a? A squared plus another ab, so you get what? 2ab plus what on the end? B squared. So if I FOIL out a plus b squared, I get a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. You guys with me? What if I do it to the 3rd power? Well, if I do it to the 3rd power, you would then have to multiply this by what? Another a plus b, right? Because we'd have to do it a 3rd time. A plus b. So let's give everything an a. If you give everything an a, what happens to all of the a's? They go up by 1. So this would become a to the 3rd plus 2a squared b plus ab squared. Now I'm going to just distribute a b, so everything goes up by a degree of b for 1. So what do you get when you give b to a squared? A squared b. How about when you give it here in the middle? 2ab squared, and then on the end, b cubed. And so I got a to the 3rd. I can put these together, so you get what? 3a squared b, and then what do you get here? 3ab squared, and then what do you get on the end? B to the 3rd, okay? And you can see the binomial expansion for the rest on your key idea, okay? So I went through and I showed you how we got 1, how we got a plus b, a squared plus 2ab plus b squared, and then I did this one, okay? These are following a really neat phenomenon called Pascal's triangle. Pascal's triangle starts with 1 on the top, then has 1s down the diagonals, and then the way you get to the middle number, you add these to get 2. And then you add these to get 3. So how would I get the next row? I put 1s on the end, add these to get, add these to get, add those to get. You see how that works? The next row, bring the 1s down. You would add these to get 5, add these to get, add these to get 10, add these to get 1 on the end. And you could go on and on and on and on. Okay? So here's like a really big Pascal's triangle. And there are all kinds of really neat patterns that people have found in Pascal's triangle. So there's all kinds of things that you can read up about that's really kind of fun with Pascal's triangle. What you need to know is that this top row is called row 0. This is called row 1. This is called row 2. This is called row 3. The way I know which row it is, okay, is like row 3 has a 3 in it. Row 2 has a 2 in it. What row would that be? 6. What row would that be? 10. Okay. People ask me, will you give us this triangle? The answer is no. I will not give you this triangle. Okay. Let's just make it again. It's really easy. 1 on the top. 1, 1. 1, 1. 2. 1, 1. 3. 3. 1, 1. 4. 6. 4. Okay. And you just go on until the row you need. Keep going. Okay. So I will not give you this. Now, how does this help us with this? Well, if you notice, I'm going to erase these. If you notice, the coefficients here, okay, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 3, 3, 1. You see how the coefficients, if I raise to the 4th power, see if I raise to the 4th power, I have 1, 4, 6, 4, 1. I go to the 4th row of Pascal's triangle. If I raise it to the 5th power, I go to the 5th row. I get those coefficients. I have 1, 5, 10, 10, 5, 1. So what would the 6th one be? Let's think about this once. Okay, go to the 6th row. What would this be? 6, 15, 20, 15. So, raising this to the 6th power, a plus b to the 6th, my coefficient would be 1. Now, let's talk about the a's. Notice I had a plus b, then I had a squared. I had 2 a's. 2 A's, 1 A, no A. 3 A's, 2 A's, 1 A, no A. 4, 3. So how many A's would I have here? 6. How many A's would I have in the next term? I'd have, what would the coefficient be? 6. And I would have, go down 1, 5. Okay, how many in the next? What's the coefficient in the next one? 15. How many A's? 4. What's the coefficient in the next one? 20. How many A's? 3. What's the coefficient in the next one? How many A's?
2.
What's the coefficient in the next one? How many A's? And then I have a 1 on the end. Now, look at the B's. How many B's? None. Then 1, 2, 3, 4. So no B's. 1 B, 2 B, 3 B's, 4 B's, 5 B's, 6 B's. You just expanded it 6 times. If you were to multiply A plus B and FOIL it out 6 times, that's what you would get. Do you see how that works? It's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. So what are some things that happen with binomial expansion? If you are taking the binomial, it can only work if you have a binomial. Binomials, how many terms? 2. So if you have a binomial raised to whatever power, there are always n plus 1 terms. For example, if I raised it to the second power, how many terms did I have? 3. If I raised it to the third power, how many terms did I have? 4. When I raised it to the sixth, how many did I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I had 7 terms. Does that make sense? So there's always one more term than whatever you're raising it to. Okay? The coefficients are from the nth row of Pascal's triangle. So if you're raising it to the 7th row, you go to the 7th row. And remember, the 7th row is always the one that has the 7 in it. Okay? Next thing. The exponent of a is n in the first term. So a to the 6th, and then goes down. A to the 5th, a to the 4th, a to the 3rd, a to the 2nd, a, no a. The b's start at 0 and go up. Okay? If you add your exponents at any term, they will always equal 6. 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. Okay? Thoughts so far? Best way is to just try some of these. I have a really, I'm kind of set in how I teach this. So Cash, if this is being raised to the 4th power, how many terms will I have? 5. So I do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I say, okay, I've got to go to the 4th row of Pascal's triangle. So I'm going to go 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1. I got to get to the row that has a 4 in it. 1, 3, 3, 1, 1, 4, 6, 4, 1. So in this case, I need the row with a 4, so it's that row. So my coefficients are what? 1, 4, 6, 4, 1. Is everybody good with the first part? Now, the first time, I'm going to take this value, and I'm going to say, okay, I have x to the what power? Nope, you start with height. You start with 4, not 1. I'm sorry, I thought you said 1. X to the 4th. Then you go down to what? 3rd. Then you go down to 2nd. Then 1. And then none. Now, this next one, you got to be careful. I don't have just a letter. I have a what? A number. Okay? So watch how this is going to work. Do I have any 2's here? How many do I have here? How many do I have here? How many do I have here? And how many do I have here? Okay, is everybody okay with how I set that up? First thing I did is put the coefficients. Then I took the first term in my binomial, went from the highest degree down. Took the second term, went from none up. Okay, we're not done with this. We have to simplify it. Is that what you were going to ask, Josh? Okay. Yeah, we're not done, but are you guys okay with setting it up? Now let's clean it up. What's 1 times x to the 4th? 1x to the 4th, which usually we just write as x to the 4th. Now this is 4 times x to the 3rd times what? 2. What's 4 times 2? 8x to the 3rd. Now this we got to be careful. This is 6 times x squared times 2 squared, which is what? What's 6 times 4? So I get 24x squared. And then this one is 4 times x times 2 times 2 times 2, which is 8. What's 4 times 8? 32x. This is 1 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. 16. So that's just plus what? 16. So if you were to multiply that out, 4 times, FOIL it 4 times, this is what you would get. I love, this is called binomial expansion. You're taking this binomial and you're expanding it, but we're using Pascal's triangle to do it. I think that's pretty cool. All right, what's going to make this one a smidge harder? Minus sign. Okay, well, let's see. We're going to the third power. So since we're starting to the third power, Chloe, how many terms will I have? 4. Very good. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Those just, I told you guys since day one, I'm visual. Since I'm raising to the third power, I need to go to the third row of Pascal's triangle. So you're going to go here, the row that has the 3 in it. So what are your coefficients? 1, 3, 3, 1. 1, 3, 3, 1. Okay. Now, what's your A? So what's your first term? K. So we're going to say, okay, this first one, how many K's do I have? Then you have K. Then you have, and then none. Now, we have to be careful this second time because I don't just have 5, I have -5. So let's see here. How many -5s do I have in the first term? None. How many do I have here? 1. How many do I have here? And how many do I have here? Okay. Are you guys okay with the setup? Are we good with the setup? Okay. Now let's clean it up. What's 1 times k to the third? K to the third. This, you're multiplying 3 times what? -5. What's 3 times -5? -15k squared. Now this one we got to be careful. This is 3 times k times, well, what's -5? God bless you. What's -5 squared? 25. And what's 3 times 25? Positive 75k. And now on the end, what's 1 times -5 times -5 times -5? -125. What do you guys notice about your signs when you have a negative? Yeah, they alternate, right? It starts with a positive and then it goes negative, positive, negative. That will always happen. That will always happen. Okay. Questions on B. What do you guys think of this so far? Yeah, okay. What's going to make this one harder? 6 with the M. Okay. So don't look ahead of me on this because this one definitely has a trick. Definitely has a little trick we have to be careful with. Paige, how many terms do I have? 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? What are the coefficients, Paige, when you have a 3? So you go to the third row, the one that has a 3 in it, and you're going to have what? Okay? 1, 3, 3, 1. Of all honesty, this is what you guys get so excited to do the other parts and you forget to do the coefficients. Don't forget the coefficients. All right, now, Paige, what's your A? 6M. Okay, so now you're going to start and you're going to say, okay, have to put this in parentheses. How many 6M's do you have here? 3. How many 6M's do you have here? How many 6M's here? And how many here? 0. Okay. What's your B, Paige? Okay, so how many -8s here? Ooh, you start.
1. 0.
0. How many here?
1.
How many here? And how many here? All right, is everybody good so far? Here's the hard part of this. Remember, guys, if you have the quantity 6m to the third, that means 6m times 6m times 6m, or 6 to the third m to the third. Do you guys remember that? Exponent rules, yeah. Okay, so this really means 1 times 6 to the third times m to the third. So what math do we need to do to get that coefficient of that first term? 6 to the third. I mean, 1 times anything is itself, so 1 times 6 to the third, or just 6 to the third, as someone said. And what do you get when you do 6 to the third? 216. So this is 216 m to the third. All right. How about this one? This is 3 times, and then you would have what? 6 squared m squared times a what? So what math do you have to do in your calculator? You have 3 times 6 squared times -8. So that's what you're putting in your calculator. You're doing 3 times 36 times -8. Here the calculator's coming out now. What do you guys get there? -864, and the units would be what? M squared. That's why I think it's helpful to put that underneath. This one would be 3 times 6 times m times, well, what's -8 squared? So you might just do 64, you might do -8 squared. Those are what you're putting in your calculator. 3 times 6 times -8 squared in parentheses. What do you guys get on that one? 1,152. And then what are we multiplying here? Just 1 times what? -8 to the third. Yep. Exactly. Exactly what it says. And what do you guys get when you put those? What's -8 to the third power? All right, that one was definitely a little harder. Still not bad though. What are you laughing at?
This next one's
This next one's hard? Yeah, next one's a little tricky. I'm going to help you with them. Yeah, there's 6 of them. I know. Okay, are you guys good with C? That's not even the only reason why that one's hard. Okay, let's take a look at this one.
oh, because
Yeah, I'll explain in a minute. All right, first of all, it's being raised to which power? If it's being raised to the 5th power, how many terms do you have? That's right. I just so think it helps to do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I need to go to the which row of Pascal's triangle? The 5th. Okay, keeping in mind, it's the row that has the what in it? 5. So what are your coefficients? 1, 5, 10, 10, 5, 1. So, okay, my coefficients are 1, 5, 10, 10, 5, 1. Are we good with the coefficients and how many terms? Okay, what's the first term we have to use? 3A. Okay, how many 3A's do you have here? So this 3A, you have 5. How many here? 4. How many here? Not 2. 3. How many here? 2. How many here? 1. And then none. Are you good with the 3A's? Here's the trick with the B. This is so important. Okay, when you have minus B, when you were in Algebra 1, I always said that's like a negative what? 1. Because watch, how many negative 1B's do you have here? None. You have how many here? 1. You have how many here? You have how many here? You have how many here? And how many here? Sometimes you guys mess up your signs if you don't put the 1 there. All right, so what do I have here? I have 1 times 3 to the 5th, a to the 5th. Do you guys see that? So what math are you concerned with? 1 doesn't affect times 3 to the 5th. So what's 3 to the 5th? 200 and what? 43, a to the 5th. Are you guys good with term 1? Term 2. Term 2, you're going to do 5. Now be careful. What do you have to do with this 4? Has to go to the what? 3 and the a. And then what? Then you have times -1 times b. So what am I multiplying? I am multiplying 5 times 3 to the 4th times -1. What is 5 times 3 to the 4th, which is 81, times -1? -405. And then I'd have a to the 4th b. See if you guys can just do the next term, the 3rd term, and stop. Did you do 10 times 3 to the 3rd times -1 squared, which is 10 times 27 times 1? Did you get 270? Positive 270. And then what variables do I have? A to the 3rd, b to the... Okay, do the next one. Okay, did you do 10 times 3 squared times a squared times -1 to the 3rd times b to the 3rd? So you're really doing 10 times 9 times -1. What'd you guys get? -90, and then that would be what? A squared b to the 3rd. Okay, do the next one. All right, what'd you guys get there? 5 times 3 times a times 1, because that was -4. What'd you guys get? Plus 15, and that was a, b to the 4th. And then on the last one, you had 1 times -1 to the 5th, b to the 5th. So what'd you get on the end? -1, b to the 5th. How'd you guys do on that? Good? Now, on your homework tonight, this is really important. You had some of these were in the section that you did last night, 34 and 36. I want you to use Pascal's triangle on those. Okay, so don't multiply out using foiling. I want you to use Pascal's triangle. Okay? Questions? All right. What are you guys going to do this weekend? Anybody going into any other football games?